Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Happy Pizza Day. Okay, what's in the news? Well, the big news for me is yesterday I got an email from Bill Cycle, and JR out there says, well, probably I'm tentatively going to be delivering your new bike on Saturday, maybe Friday. And here's me with a sea of snow out there and my bike box bulge not finished. And by bike box bulge, I mean I have to lengthen it just a little bit to accommodate the fact that the new bike is a little longer, because it's got those panniers on the back and it's just a bigger bike. So I haven't got that done yet. I got the part made, but I got to cut the hole in the door where it's going to go on and then fasten it onto the door so that the back end of it can stick into the cavity. Okay, now enough about the bike. I'm still undecided as to what to do here with these pieces, as to how to paint them, that is. Now, I know it's not a big deal, and at arm's length you're not going to notice if I do it wrong, but I just sort of want to have the fun of trying to do it right as we go along. Well, you can hear my other wall clock is chiming, and the one behind me isn't chiming anymore. It stopped yesterday. Actually, I think it stopped the night before when I was working here in the evening. I was pretty sure I heard it trying to go, going very, very slowly when I started working, and then when I quit, I thought, gee, I haven't heard it for a few minutes. And that was the end. So I don't know if I'm going to wind it up or if I'm just going to leave it silent for a while. I found it was nice, but it was kind of annoying. Now, just now, I heard the clock behind me. It gave sort of a little click. That meant that one of the levers dropped down that would release the mechanism that would allow it to go a certain amount of chimes and gongs, and nothing's happened. It's not going. So, yeah, that's it. Anyway, we are ready for Missy the dog. I have not checked the weather yet, so I don't know what today is supposed to be. At least I haven't checked it today. I did check it yesterday, and I think we're supposed to get possible flurries or something. Oh my goodness! That nice warm weather that we had last few days ago. That was a real teaser. You have the thought that, hey, summer's here. Okay. The walkers usually come by anywhere between now and the next few minutes, so we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll check later, and if I see them, I'll dub them in overhead right now, or will have. Okay. Let's get going here. I was looking at the color painting and marking guide here a while ago, and I have concluded that these parts, the outside walls, according to this, should be painted the number 82, which is the side. It's supposed to all be the same. At least that's what it looks like. And as far as the railing goes, if we paint it dark, that'll be fine. If we don't paint it dark, I think that's going to be fine too. So I was hoping, though, that when we look in here, like for instance, this one of these has to be mounted in the cavity that's going to be in the flight deck, and it's going to be overhead like that. But I don't think we are going to be able to see in here too good to see all this detail. In fact, I don't know how we're going to do it without using a dental mirror. But what I do plan to do is paint this underside a real light gray, or maybe even white, so that if a person can see partly in there, we'll be able to see the detail. It could be that when looking in at an angle like this, I think, I could be wrong, but I think that this is open here. On the other hand, it could be that there's going to be yeah, I'm pretty sure this is open here. I don't think you can see right through to out the other side, but I don't know. Guess we'll know when we're finished, won't we? But let's concern ourselves with what are we going to do here? Are we going to paint this today, or am I going to maybe what I should do is glue this up at the right angle, being as I've got the parts already you know, fitting so nice and perfectly, you might say, and just carefully glue these two corners here, so that the yeah, they go something like this. Okay, and then that this part could be painted. There we go. You get the idea. Yeah, that could be painted. This could be painted. Possibly the inside walls of this could be light, real light gray or white. Some people say that the inside of the hangar bays parts of it were white. Makes sense. Make it brighter. And I can see where if the hangar bay door was open here, the far wall here should not be white because you'd be able to see it from a distance. I mean, that's the whole idea. Try and camouflage as best you can. Mind you, today it doesn't make any difference. Radar and satellite imagery and all the rest of it. The other guy knows where you are every second. Okay. Let's move on here. I don't think there's anything else that I need to talk about. Yeah, let's try and. Well, you know what? We should move ahead here. We are, as far as step 9 goes, short of fastening the railing in place. Step 9 is done. Let's see. What is step 10? I forgot. Oh yeah, step 10 actually deals a little bit with the flight deck, which goes on the top here. That might be interesting. Let's just see what we could do there. You know what? It's calling for us to drop a bunch of stuff down here. Wait a minute, coffee cups in the road. Yeah, it's wanting us to drop a bunch of stuff down here, where the it looks like that's where the island is going to be, and we are not painted. The flight deck has to be painted. You know what? That may be the next thing to do. Paint the flight deck with the number 50. Well, excuse me. Let's do something here. Indecision. Okay, you can see here how this is supposed to go together. Kind of locks into place. Should make a fairly strong glue connection. If I'm careful, I won't be breaking it off. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this up. Come on. There we go. But I want these corners held in, and my thinking is if I use an elastic band here, like this should hold. Just to give it a little tension. Now I was entertaining the idea of using tape as well, but I think that's pretty much right. Okay, now I don't want to be using too much glue because it will dissolve the rubber on the rubber band. But just enough here. Now where's my? I think I'll use the extra thin. And we'll just let it wick down. Now, I don't want to be using too much either. It's going to glue itself to the deck. So that's all I'm going to do, just like that. And I know you can't see it, but Yep, I've got to stand up here so I can see down. Okay, I think that you know, over about 15-20 minutes, that'll be strong enough that I can take that off and then reinforce it. As I mentioned, I don't want to be getting too much glue in that I cannot work and talk at the same time. Okay. Sometimes I get kind of exasperated with myself. Yeah, if I get too much glue on there, it's going to glue it to the deck. Okay, let's leave that and let's move on here. I think the next thing to do is our flight deck. Okay, step 10 here wants us to fasten these two pieces together, make one flight deck. I think maybe what I'm going to do though is I'm just going to take a few moments out and I'm going to take these into the kitchen and get some hot soapy water and scrub the deck down so that the paint is going to stick as well as possible, because it could well be that these parts have not been cleaned from the release agent, like that, for instance. Now, yeah, and there's a few places maybe I should clean that up. Although I do believe there's going to be a part get stuck onto that. I think I saw it in step 11. Yeah, it wants us to drop a Z3 down onto this place. I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it yet. I guess we'll get there. Yeah, this I would think that we'll clean up the deck here, and then we will I guess spray it. Should we maybe, before we spray it, be sticking the stuff down on the other side that's supposed to go on the other side? Yeah, because I would think that the time to spray the deck with the number 50 would be after these, where are they here? Stand up to see them. Yeah, after these are in place. Let's see, would they go like that? They wouldn't go like that. This one must go here. Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. After those are fastened in place, because you want the paint to sort of be even all the way along. Otherwise, if you paint the deck separate from this piece, for instance, you're not going to get the exact same shading, even though it's the same color. Well, it'd be very similar, but I can see where if the pieces were all fastened together in the right place. Anyway, I'm beating this to death here, aren't I? Yeah, let's just push stop here and get these cleaned up. I think I already did these. Okay, time is getting on here. So we got all our parts cleaned up here now with soapy water. Not real strong soapy water. I didn't want to leave a soap residue on it, but I wiped it down with a microfiber cloth really good. Scrubbed it both sides. I did these parts as well. This piece and this piece go somewhere on the other side. I think in step 11. But the next thing we got to do before we can spray, if we want the spray to be nice and even, is, let me zoom in a bit here. Okay, we got to get this fitted in here. Now I know I had it once before, I think. It should just sort of tongue and groove itself into place. Now I don't want to be breaking anything either. Why is this not going here? There we go. It's a very tight fit. Once it's glued together, it's not going to be coming apart. Now I think there's supposed to be something go right in there. Maybe I should find what that is and make sure that it's going to fit. Well, it's got to fit. If it doesn't, I'm going to have to just trim it down to make it fit. Because this has to... Yeah, this is about as tight as it can go. You know, unless I was to take a couple of clamps maybe, and that's a thought. I wonder if that's not a bad idea. Now, on the other hand, I don't want to get... Where are my clamps here? Would they reach that much? Okay, these ones are just a little too short. I have ones down in the basement that are twice that long. Do I need to really be this ridiculous? Okay, let's put that back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've more or less got it here. Yeah, I think it's as tight as it can go. Unless I've got a little piece of, I wonder if I've got a little piece of plastic right here holding it apart. I'm just going to clean that up and check that and clean that up if I have to. I don't feel anything now. Okay, we are about as together as we can get here. And I think I'm going to use just the extra thin. And we'll let it wick its way underneath all those tongues. This is a case of where maybe the syringe would have been better. Now, is this on this side or this side? The reason I'm going in from this side is because instead of the deck side is because I don't want to have the glue spoil the texture of the deck. Now, it seems to me that some of these seams are not actually butted up against each other, like the one that I'm just saturating right now. There seemed to be a slight gap. So there's quite a bit there. Well, one thing's for sure, it's not going to come apart. Okay. We'll just let that dry now. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Oh, it's icy.
I noticed you didn't go quite as far. I thought it's probably
okay if I got the dogwood, but you risk your life getting there, you know?
Yeah, well, you don't want to fall.
Yeah.
Now, hold on, Missy. Hold on. Get ourselves organized here. That little tail is just going like crazy. Wait. Okay. Oh, no, I'm not ready. Okay, now I'm ready. There we go. Okay, sit down. I don't want the end of that tail whacking me in the face here. Sit down. Got a good dog. Got a good dog.
Is it pizza day today?
It's pizza day. Yeah, it is pizza day. All these little crumbs. My table was slimy.
Oh, she likes to think it's just scrubbed, very clean.
Well, actually it is. After she leaves, I take hot soapy water and I wipe this whole area down. There's no dog germs that are going to hurt you. It's just the idea of it. Yeah. Missy says, yeah, and when I go home, I gargle with Listerine after licking your table. Yeah. Oh, I got an email from Bill Cycle yesterday, did I tell you? And they might be delivering it Saturday and possibly Friday, weather permitting, of course. So I'm hoping that the driveway clears up enough that we can get it up from the street to the bike box.
Yes, I think we're getting into +4, +5, +6, weather those days, and it's pretty clear now. And by then, Callum should be clear, and that's the only drawback.
Yeah.
It'll be Callum, but the motorcycle's not going to be on Callum. He's just going to bring it here, and
yeah,
we'll adopt it. That means you'll have to expedite. Is Phil coming over today?
I don't know. Thank you for coming again, Missy.
Thanks, Uncle Ron. I'll see you later today.
All right.
We've been missing the supper time walks.
I noticed
a couple
that.
of days. By the time Lady takes her out, it's so late. There's no sense in having them. Bye, Missy. Thanks for coming. Cloudy day.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
See what happens. Thanks, Ron.
Okay. Yeah, cloudy day. Well, it's that time of year. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, I'm guessing over half an hour has passed since we glued this up. But I want to give it just a little bit longer because right now the glue is probably still fairly soft. And when I do pick this up, we are going to be putting, stress on the joint there. So I got more editing to do anyway, so we'll just leave this for a while yet. The sun is trying to shine outside right now. So we got bright sunshine on white snow. In other words, we've got a real light area. And you probably often heard me comment to the effect of it's really difficult to photograph something or video something where part of your subject is really bright and part of your subject is just not so bright. Okay, so the model table is not so bright, even though I got overhead lights going on compared to the outside. Now, I can generally overcome this a little bit in post, like when I'm editing, by doing what's known as color correction. And in color correction, one of the things you can do is boost the HDR, which stands for High Dynamic Range. And just to give you an example of how that works, I'm going to do it right now. Okay, that should have made a slight improvement. The dark areas would have had better detail and be a little lighter, and hopefully the bright area would have been cut back just a little bit. Anyway, what I was going to originally say was this. A few years ago, actually quite a few years ago, I was having a major crisis going on in my life. And it was so serious that for weeks I was constantly worrying about it. And I would go to work, and it was like I was two people. One person who was worrying about this and thinking about it, and the other person who was functioning normally. It was the funniest thing. I'd never experienced that before and never experienced it again. But anyway, the strange part of it was, as serious as this situation was to me, I never dreamt about it. No. As best I remember, I didn't have one single bad dream, good dream, anything. Never dreamt about it. However, yesterday I get the email from Bill Cycle telling me they might be delivering the bike in about 5-6 days, and I had a dream about it. Yeah, and this is the way the dream went. It was quite vivid. My bike was being delivered by a girl and a guy, and it was an older gentleman who couldn't speak English very well. And the reason I knew that is because she phoned me up to tell me she'd had an accident and the bike was damaged. They weren't here yet. They were on their way. And I can hear him talking in the background. I can't remember what he said, but I could just hear him talking with his bad English. I don't have anything against people who speak other languages. I admire them because they speak both English and whatever their native tongue is. Anyway, I remember this dream quite well. And so I said, well, don't bother delivering it, just take it back. Now I hope that's not a premonition of something that's going to happen. Now I don't believe in that kind of stuff anymore. Like I don't believe in anything that's superstitious. If I can't prove it scientifically, or if it can't be proven scientifically, it's probably wrong. Or coincidences. I believe in coincidences. Anyway, enough about that. So I don't know. I just thought I just ought to share that with you, that I had this dream that my bike was on its way, and they had an accident with it and damaged it. And I remember thinking, it's going to be really hard to find another one here in the Winnipeg area that is exactly the same. Yeah. Okay, enough about that. Let's see what we can do here. We've got to, this should be dry now. Maybe I should just recompose and we'll move in just a little bit here, because we're going to try and stick this larger piece down right here. And this little piece here, it goes, we'll check it out. It's in the manual. Oh, right here. Okay, let's recompose here. So, yeah, I hope dreams don't come true. Well, I know they don't. This does not seem to want to fit very good. I thought it would just pop into place there and would just stay there. Maybe what I'm going to have to do is just take these edges down just a little bit with a scraper or something. Yeah, I can get it in one side, or I can get it in the other side. But oh, there, I think it's down. Yes, it's down. Well, sort of down. And it's going to be a tight fit, but that's okay. The melding from the glue will probably. Oh, I imagine you want to see what does the seam look like on the other side. Okay. Well, you can hardly tell where it is. It's right here. Okay, I think that's going to be all right. We still don't want to be putting any unnecessary stress on it. Okay. I'm just going to take this edge down just a little bit here. Now, I don't think it's going to be binding too much here or here because this will spread. But more likely, it's going to be in the corners where I'm going to have to make sure there's no little burrs. Okay, you get the idea. Now, as well as sanding down the edges here, I took my hobby knife here and I went into the corners and I kind of removed plastic from the corners. You know, I'm noticing there seems to be a kind of powdery here, I guess from the sanding. I better clean that up a bit. Okay, is this going to fit better now? Yes, it does. It locks right down into place more or less. I think what I'll do is I'll just put a weight on the center there. And I think that by the way this seems to be bowed, if I put the weight in the center, it'll evenly press the entire thing. And what is better than a weight? Than a weight. Okay. Now we'll take our extra thin and run it all the way around the edge. I know you don't need to watch me doing that, but I'll just do a little bit right there and you can envision me having done the rest. Okay, I know those are kind of expensive weights, but they work. It's amazing how heavy these lenses are. There's a lot of glass in there. They're kind of old-fashioned that way. I got a feeling that in time, these sort of cameras are going to probably be known as antiques. People won't use them anymore. All right, now this piece here, I don't think it matters which way it goes. In other words, it doesn't matter if it goes this way or if it goes this way. But it does go right here. And it does fit really nice. I don't need to do any sanding or trimming in this one. We'll recompose. Okay, I don't think we need to worry about those. They're not going to be seen and they're not going to hold the part up from making a good glue up job. Okay, I got something going on here, but and once again I can't see, you know, we've got this broken out here, but I think it has something to do with this. Well, I don't think that's a push-out pin, Mark. That's something else. But I don't know. Maybe it is push-out pin. Okay, so we're locked into place here. And good old extra thin. Just let it wick its way all the way around. And once again, you can just sort of envisioning me going all the way around. Okay. I think that's going to be it for today, folks. Tomorrow we'll try and figure out how to put these in. And yeah, I'm gonna call it a day here. So thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're gonna see you tomorrow.